You're making moves, but you can't do that with a dull knife. And this is a great way to make sure that you stay sharp and stay ahead of any task that you might have. This is the set of 3 kitchen knives with a sharpener. Look at that clearance price. It's under $20 and you're getting a set of 3. The easy pay on this is $4. Your item number is K90094. Let's go through some colors. This is our crimson. This is our ash. Agate is making an appearance. And if you go to QVC.com, sage should be there waiting on us. Wait, that's, we're coming on the way, just a moment. That's our crimson that you see on screen. And there we go, there's sage, which I actually like that color a lot. Rochelle is still here with us, and she is schooling us. I should say she's schooling me and showing you all the things that we could do. You are. Listen, I'm listening and I'm learning.
Oh, thank you. Well, okay, so I love making salads. Okay, I'm a big salad eater. I love making salads. This is my go-to knife. Okay, this is my little Santoku, which I absolutely love. Right? So it's got the little beveled edges right here, which is fantastic. Did you see how clean and sharp that cut that lettuce? No problem. If you are cutting with a dull knife, your life in the kitchen is not very fun. But look at how I can cut right through this lettuce. Nothing's bruised, nothing's wrong with it. Then, of course, you know, I'm cutting on my boards, right? And I could bring that right over to my little platter. And by the way, I always kind of like to do my salads on a platter. I don't really care to do it too much in a little bowl or a big bowl because I feel like it just kind of all gets buried. I think salads are so gorgeous that, you know what? I want to show it off. I want to show off all that beautiful, lovely deliciousness. I mean, look at that. There's no bruised lettuce leaves, right? That's because I have a very sharp knife and it's good to go. Now I've got my tomato. I always have tomato in my salad, right?
Okay.
So what do I want to use? This is the knife that you have to use to cut your tomatoes, okay? This is important because this has a little serration on the edge here, right? And what those little teeth do is those get through that delicate skin. And look at how I can just cut that little slice off so easily.
Off there, yeah.
I mean, I could, and so you notice how I'm not smashing that tomato. I'm not destroying that tomato by smashing it. No, I'm cutting right through it with my little knife, which is fantastic. And I can kind of stack those up, kind of cut right through them, cut right through those. Notice how I keep my fingers in. That's also really important because if you keep them flicked out, you're going to cut your little finger off.
Okay.
So don't do that.
Okay, Ro.
I always like to tell people that.
Thank you. I will be wearing gloves the next time we meet. So
Exactly. But you know what? So that was your tomato. So then you go, you know what? I've got my little paring knife. This is also a must-have in the kitchen. That's why we put this collection together. We wanted you to have the must-haves. And look at how I could just slice through that cucumber. And look at, I could even go really super thin through that. And look at how thin and perfect that is. Do you see how perfect
I love that.
and
And
like you can even see through it. I mean, you know, when you're doing vegetables and whatnot, you want to make sure that you keep them looking gorgeous and beautiful. So what I could do is I'm going to cut that in half, stand it up, go right down the middle, maybe even go across, and then you could even go, do a little bit of this kind of action here. You know, maybe you want to do smaller pieces. You can do that, which is fantastic. Again, cutting on my boards, which I just absolutely love to use. And then there we go. And then you know what? Put all of that over your salad. Really delicious.
You're going to have a lot of company for lunch, Rochelle. I'm just letting you know. Okay. You keep making all this food. You're going to have a few knocks on your door, my friend.
Come on over, TJ. You're more than welcome. And then look at how I could cut these little radishes.
Yeah.
You know, look at how beautiful. I mean, when you can cut with sharp knives, your food is going to look better. Your food is going to look more delicious, more impressive, and you know what? It's going to taste better. And you know what? You're going to have a better time in the kitchen. You know, so that's just a few of these things that I love to do. And you know what? Hey, maybe you've got a garlic, right, that you want to kind of make a dressing out of. This is what I do when I make my garlic dressing. I take off the clove. I take my knife. I always cut off that one little nub there. I pull it off so I kind of partially peel it, lay it flat on my counter or on my cutting board, take my Santoku now, lay it right on top of that, give it a little smash, and guess what? That garlic, the peel, comes right off. Look at that.
And
that's how you peel a garlic.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's ready to go.
Now let me ask you a question. Since we know how to peel garlic now, how do I sharpen my knife? Because this comes with a sharpener.
Yeah. I almost forgot. I absolutely think this is genius. I really, really love this because you know what? Knife sharpeners do not need to be big. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay.
They just need to do the function. And what's great about this is I could put it on my counter, go right through it. And remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you need. I always do 5. One, and then we've got 2 little levels. Here's the where you start first, right? It's kind of like your coarse one. That kind of gets off all the rough edges. And then you go into the second one, and that fine tunes it for you. And so now you're always going to have a sharp knife. If you look at this, again, this was sharp, but look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. And let me tell you, you can use this little guy on any knife you have in the kitchen that's a flat knife. You don't use a serrated knife on your sharpener, but you use any flat knife, any like your Santoku, your paring knives, your chef's knives, those all, anyone, doesn't even have to be this one, that you can use in here. So if you've got some dull knives around, go ahead and sharpen them up. And what's really, really cool is guess what? This is so small, you can put it in the drawer with your knives, you can leave it on the counter, and now it's always ready to go. Always have a sharp knife.
I love that you can always have a sharp knife. Look, I just cut this piece of paper with this knife, simple and easy. Okay, oh my gosh. Colors again. So that's our chili, it's our Earl Grey, or excuse me, ash, and then we have our agate. And if you go to QVC.com, you'll see sage, which is very popular. Fewer than 300 in the sage. It's under $20 for 3 knives. That's just under $7 a knife, $19.99.